Hey everyone, Terry Gigi here. Today I'm going to do a video about, I just have to start with saying I saw a video by someone. He is my new favorite videoer. I have watched so many, I have binge watched his videos. His name, I'm probably not going to pronounce it right, but it's Rajiv Surendra. He's an artist, he's a poet, he's a singer, he plays music, he's a collector of antiques. He loves beautiful things. He just blows my mind. But he did a video the other day called Tidying Up Your Mind. And then in the thing it says, is your mind a cluttered mess? Here's how to clean it up. Y'all, this video, it's got 331,000 views. It should have 1 million views. It is so mind-blowing. And I want you to watch the video that he did because it's so beautifully done and you will really understand what I'm telling you here. But it's all about taking stock of what goes on up here and learning what to keep and what to throw away. That's kind of the gist of the video that he did. So I can't wait for you to watch it because you're going to love it. But I'm going to give you my take on it. What did I decide to do about it? How he does it in the video is he opens up a drawer, he takes everything out, he cleans the drawer, and it's like, this is like a junk drawer sort of. And then he examines everything that's laying out, he cleans it up, and he slowly puts only what he wants back in the drawer. So I started thinking, and it was really things that have happened to you in your life or experiences you've had, good or bad, that roll around in your mind, and you need to decide what stays and what goes. Is this serving me today anymore in my life? This may have happened when you're 5 years old. Is that thing that happened to you still serving you? Should you still be hanging on to it? Or is it something maybe you could let go? Maybe it's something really good and you say, yes, I want that back in my drawer. The drawer represents your mind. So I started thinking, I want to do this. I want to do this metaphorical drawer mind situation. So I looked around and I found something that I'm going to use as my metaphorical drawer. And this is it. This is, I don't even remember what came in this. It's a little Louis Vuitton box, but it has a pull, and inside was whatever item, some small leather good was in this little box, but it's really like a drawer. And it's so cute, and I keep it on my desk. It just sits on my desk. It was empty, but I like the way it looks. So what did I do? I decided this is going to be my drawer. So I grabbed some paper, and I just started writing and writing and writing and writing anything that came to my mind, because if it came to my mind, it's in my mind. So I have so many things in here, and I put them all on little bitty pieces of these little bitty pieces of paper. Like this is tons and tons of pieces of paper. These are the good things. These are the things I'm keeping because I went through them all. These are the things I'm keeping. So it's on the top layer of my drawer. Underneath is things that I jotted down just random. They're in this little bag. They're in the bottom of the drawer. Now, they're still in my drawer because I haven't dealt with these things. What he wants you to do is when you come to something in your mind and it's not good and it's bad, look at it and see why and sit with it. I've been hearing that so much lately. Don't avoid the things you are afraid of or that you fear. Figure out, why am I afraid of that? Why do I fear that? What am I actually fearing? Or why does that make me so sad? Acknowledge it. That was a terrible thing. That makes me so sad. But can I replace that? Like if I put in here, like my dad's in here. He's in the good pile, right? But if I put my dad's death in here, okay, that's a bad thing. But instead I can replace thinking about that he's gone with thinking about two things: the past and how good he was to me as a father, and the future that I'm going to see him again. So I want to replace that bad memory of when he died and change it, sort of. Not dwell on that night and everything, but dwell on the other stuff. So here's my drawer. Here's my bad stuff. Every morning, I'm going to open this bag and I'm going to take one thing out. And it's going to be random because they're all mixed up. I don't even really remember what's in this bag. But I'm going to take one thing out and I'm going to sit with it. And I'm going to pray about it. I'm going to say, why is this in my mind? Is it worth the space that it's taking up? Because he kept saying, your mind is there's only so much space. And I think that's true. There's only so much space, and then you go crazy if you try to cram more into that. So sit and look at that thing and decide what you're going to do with it. Are you going to keep it in the drawer? It could be something bad that happened, but you think you should. It's a part of your life that you want to keep, and you want to remember how far you've come maybe from that event or that thing in your life. I don't know. Or that you want to overcome. So then you could rewrite it in a new way and put it in the good pile. And so here's what I wrote down on this piece of paper. In order to clean this drawer, I must examine the bad and think on it and accept it or change it if I can. And if not, I need to remove it. This is kind of what Rajiv was saying in the video. Also, keep your drawer clean. Once you've gone through this exercise of going through everything you can think of, and more things may come up, but once you've dealt with it, studied it, figured out, why do I fear this? Then when it comes, pitch it right back out of your drawer. Don't let it sit a while, because then it's just going to start messing everything up because you're focusing on something really bad or really negative or whatever. So keep your drawer clean. Keep your mind clean. Like if one of the things, okay, here's a good one. If one of the things that you worry about, like a lot, because I know there's people out there, because I just met a couple people that were doing this and I was like, whoa, Nellie, you know, they're focused on politics right now. And about, I don't know, 6 months ago, maybe longer, I went cold turkey. Absolute cold turkey. I don't read about the news. I don't watch the news ever. I don't look at politics at all. And it has made such a huge difference in my life, I can't even tell you. So that's one of the things. I didn't even have to write down politics because it doesn't bother me anymore. I don't care. I mean, I care, but what am I going to do about it? I'm going to vote. Yeah. I don't have to know the ins and outs. I don't have to know about every lawsuit. I don't have to know about January 6th. It's terrible. It's awful, but I'm just me. I have enough. I have enough. And I used to be really, really into that stuff, really into politics and really into, oh yeah, they did this and they did that and it's going to all get fixed. None of it got fixed the way what I was thinking about maybe 2-3 years ago. None of it's getting fixed. It's not getting fixed. I don't know what's going to happen, but it's probably not going to go back to this wonderful world that we thought we lived in when probably stuff was going on the whole time. Keep your drawer clean. So I'm not going to go back to politics. I'm not going to go back to the news channels. No. I'll watch the Weather Channel if there's weather coming to me. And it's such a relief, y'all, I can't even tell you. Because you can stew and stew and stew and say that's not fair and that's not right and that politician's not being treated right. You're right. Yes. But is that your responsibility? Are you doing it? Do you really think you need to spend a whole lot of time on it? Now, if you like that kind of stuff, that's fine. That's a good thing in your brain. But this is me. This is just me. That's all. I'm not saying you should do that. But ask yourself, if you did what I did and you made a list, why is this even in here? Who put it in my brain? Who planted that in my brain? if it's something not good, that someone else put it in there. So I'm perfectly willing to take it out and try to get rid of it and try to keep it out of my head and out of my brain. Also, you can ask, how did it even get there in the first place? Does it make me upset? Does this thing written on this card make me sad, angry? Why? Sit with it. Face it. And say, well, this is why, but I can't change it. So I'm just going to move on and not dwell on something that I cannot change. I have a big thing in my life. I cannot change it. I cannot change it. But you know what? I'm praying for it. I'm praying for this person because I can't change them. And it would take a miracle. So where do you get your miracles? From the Lord. That's where I'm going to go with it. That's where I'm going to pray for it. That's what I'm going to do with that thing, because it will be in my mind because I have no choice. Does that make sense? There's other things, maybe jealousy. Okay, let's talk about that. That's in your drawer and that's in your head. Why are you jealous of that person? What is it? Possibly what you're doing. Let's think of something. Okay, let's say you have a wonderful marriage, okay? And you've had a good marriage. Your whole marriage has been good as marriage can be. You've got a good one, and your husband adores you, and you're still in love with him, and blah, blah, blah. But let's say your husband doesn't make a lot of money. So you have a smaller house than all your friends. Maybe you drive an older car than all your friends. And that is a stickler in your heart, in your mind. That's something that you don't like. That's something that you're jealous or you're angry about. Here's what you need to realize. What you're doing is you're focusing on something that is someone else's best, and it's not your best. Like, you're forgetting that you have this amazing man that's your husband, and maybe he doesn't make a lot of money and he didn't buy you a huge home and you drive a 10-year-old car, but you have this wonderful marriage. And maybe Cindy Lou down the street has a mansion and drives a, I don't know, Range Rover, and her husband's kind of a jerk. Or he works all the time and he never spends time with the kids, or he's gone constantly. Do you see? We tend to do that. We take something that's not good in our life and we find the person where it's perfect, and we're like, well, that's not fair. But you're forgetting your good things. You're forgetting the good parts of your life. So that is a way you could deal with some of the things that may come, be it jealousy, envy, whatever. That's just a way to deal with it. Think, now, why am I comparing my kids to her kids? Why do any of us care? Why do any of us compare kids? They're human beings. They're all different. They all have strengths and weaknesses. But boy, can we ever say, well, her kid got a scholarship to Yale, and my kid couldn't even hardly get out of high school because they were being so bad and making bad choices. You're comparing your worst to their best. Don't do that. And don't compare kids. That's really a losing game. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not saying I've ever done it. So anyway, last thing. There's only a limited amount of space in the drawer. Your mind. So remove, this is me talking, remove the demons, the thought, not literal demons, y'all. The thoughts, the regrets, the sin that you have, that you keep thinking about, that you did 40 years ago, maybe in high school or college. Maybe you stole something and you're still got it in your brain. Just throw that away. That's gone. Don't do it again, whatever it was, but you don't need to keep thinking about it. Let God cleanse your soul, mind, and body. Ask for forgiveness, accept his forgiveness, and move on. And clean out your drawer. and or ask a person. Maybe there's a person you need to ask forgiveness. I'm just saying, ask God for, if you stole a candy bar in 5th grade from the, you know, convenience store, you can't make that up, but you can ask God, forgive me, that was bad and it's still bugging me. You know what I mean? Not me, I didn't do that. But I've done a lot of other things that I'm not telling you about. All right, so that's my video for today. But go and watch Rajiv's video. It's so amazing. And then subscribe to him and watch all his videos. It will not be a waste of your time. It's amazing. He's amazing. You're really, really going to like this guy. So, talk to you later. Bye-bye.